Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Police pursuing leads after shooting off bus conductor on Halfway Tree. Police are pursuing leads to find the perpetrators who escaped after shooting a bus conductor Wednesday afternoon on Halfway Tree Road. Reports are that the conductor was traveling in a bus and on reaching the vicinity of the National Baking Company, a Toyota Pro Box car with occupants aboard approached the bus. The occupants opened fire, injuring the 26-year-old conductor. It is reported that the police who arrived quickly on the scene chased the driver of the motor car through several communities in Maxfield Avenue area, where the driver was forced to stop on Ransford Avenue, where he escaped. The police said they have seized the vehicle and are conducting forensics examinations as they pursue leads into the case. No motive has yet been established for the shooting. Manchester farmer dies after being shot through house window. Police in Manchester are probing the murder of a farmer who was shot at his home in Freetown in the parish on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as 40-year-old Glenroy Freckleton. Superintendent Shane McCullough, head of the Manchester Police, told reporters that about 11:40 p.m., gunmen shot Freckleton through a window at his home. He was taken to hospital where he died while undergoing treatment. McCullough said the investigators are following leads into the incident. Sources say Freckleton had been targeted by predator larcenies. Michael Phillips, Member of Parliament for Manchester North Western, condemned Freckleton's killing and called for more resources for the police. Northwest Manchester, we have one police station, and that is down in my gully, but they only have one motor vehicle. We have seen an increase in robberies and predator larceny in that area, but we can't ask them, the police, to do more with what resources they have, he said. Retired policewoman killed in Hanover house fire. An 89-year-old retired female superintendent of police was killed in a house fire in her home in Hopewell, Hanover on Monday morning. She has been identified as Elana Nesbitt. Personnel from the Jamaica Fire Brigade found her remains after conducting cooling down operations. The cause of the blaze is not yet known. Residents say sections of the area have been without power since Sunday. Chief Justice says the island's prosecutors could achieve greater results under the ODPP. Chief Justice says the island's prosecutors could achieve greater results if they were all operating under the umbrella of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP. In some cases, the island's prosecutors have been criticized when persons are freed of charges due to the lack of sufficient evidence, among other factors. Speaking at the church service to mark the 60th anniversary of the ODPP on Sunday, Chief Justice stated that prosecutorial agencies will fall outside the ODPP do not yield the same results because of a lack of experience and guidance.
I won't say whether it is a good thing or a bad thing, but what I will say is this, that if one looks at the record of the DPP and looks at the record of those offices, I suspect you may safely conclude you're not getting the same kind of results and impact. And it has nothing to do with the quality of attorneys, but it simply has to do with the fact that prosecutorial expertise is acquired over time. It is not something you get out of a book. It's something you have to do and to practice. And respectfully, those agencies simply do not have the breadth and depth of experience. And so immediately, once you put the prosecutors there, they are sort of cut off from 60 years of experience. So as a young prosecutor, you go over into court, you have a problem. You come into the big room, and immediately you have access to 40 years because you have a number of attorneys there. So the problem that it would have taken you perhaps hours to solve, it is solved within minutes. And that is the benefit of chambers, and that is the benefit of having a strong central prosecutorial agency. So if one wishes to get the appropriate return on investment, something that I've said privately, now I'm saying it publicly, is that all of those need to be brought under the Director of Public Prosecutions.
3 St. Anne wanted men among 7 arrested in Special Operation Leviticus. 3 men who were wanted are among 7 people arrested by the St. Anne Police since the launch of Operation Leviticus. The project, which was launched last Friday, is aimed at restoring law and order in the parish. Acting head of the St. Anne Police Superintendent David White told reporters that the wanted men have been charged. They are 37-year-old Miguel Riley, who was wanted for wounding with intent, Nicosonia Barrett, who was wanted for unlawful wounding, and Curtis McAnuff, who had an outstanding warrant. Superintendent White added that the 7 people in custody, 4 were arrested for breaches of the Dangerous Drug Act.
We would have had the largest operation today, especially in the Landover area, where that we consider a dead spot. And we also went to the border of Trelawney and St. Ann, where we conduct those operations. For today alone, we have made 4 arrests, and those under the dangerous drugs. Would have seized motor vehicle, would have served over 59 summons through the Transport Authority, would have issued more than 27 tickets. And so we'll continue to treat those operations and to see if we can take some hoodlum off the street. There's no doubt that right across the JCF there's a shortage of manpower. We would love to have at least 200 more police officers in St. Ann to really assist us in stemming the crime trend within the parish. I know that the JCF had started a recruiting drive. We have quite a few that are taking place in St. Ann, so we hope that the different gradations that will be coming out will be getting some manpower to enhance our operational drive across the parish.
Search continues for prisoners who escaped from St. Ann lockup, police following strong leads. The St. Ann police are following strong leads in their pursuit of 4 men who escaped from the Orchard lockup on August 5th. The escapees are 40-year-old Terence Harroway of Claremont St. Ann. He is charged with shooting with intent. 42-year-old Dennis Colburn of Islington St. Mary, who is charged with rape. 22-year-old Jabbar Grant of Far St. Ann. He is charged with illegal possession of firearm. And 30-year-old Jermaine Rogers of Mile in Orchard St. Ann, who is charged with illegal possession of firearm. Acting head of the St. Ann Police Division Superintendent David White said the cops are conducting targeted operations aimed at recapturing the men.
We have quite a few leads. We are pursuing all of them. We hope to come out successful during this operational drive.
Heightened vigilance among Jamaican farm workers following death of colleague. The death of a Jamaican farm worker at the weekend was led to heightened vigilance among his Jamaican colleagues employed on Canada farms. 57-year-old Gavin Yap of Tango River District in St. James died while on the job in Canada. Circumstances surrounding his death are still being investigated. However, preliminary reports are that Mr. Yap was involved in a work-related accident and was pronounced dead on site. Speaking with reporters on Wednesday morning, a farm worker who wished to go unnamed said the incident has taken a toll on them.
For me, it says he was a good man, still a hard worker. You see me? But he affect everybody, he affect every farm worker, because you don't know, so I want to be same way. You see me? So when we hear that, really, I feel take even more precaution right now. Because it take a toll on everybody, man, I tell you. Take a toll on everybody. Every Jamaican up here right now feel it to the heart. You see me? I say, I could have anyone away, you see me? Could have anyone away, bro, but that's one of them days, you see me? And you don't know. It's a give and take up here, you see me? It's a give and take. It's a win and lose situation, you see me? There's something when the driver eat the tobacco, we call it, the harvester, you see it? So you have a certain time when you can take up too much tobacco and kind of clog up and cause the belt them for stuck. So I know something will happen too often. Some harvester are more advanced than some. Because maybe like food harvester, I'm not sure if it will be a situation like that, even though from that happen, the boss put a kill switch on the harvester so from the driver get up off his seat, if anything should happen right now, and the driver get up off his seat, from him get up off his seat, everything stop. You see me, except for the engine, still a chance.
Parents and sisters of the Bolton brothers have arrived in the United States. Brothers Tavares and Tavon, who were in the United States on summer work program, had gone missing with others to the popular George Bridge, where 4 of them jumped into the bridge. The body of Tavares have been recovered, while the search for Tavon continued for over 2 days, hampered at times by bad weather. Family spokesman Reverend Roy Parkins said a small memorial was erected at the site of the tragedy.
The family arrived in Boston about 11 o'clock last night, and they were picked up and they overnighted on the mainland and was taken to the island mid-morning. So they were doing the basic protocols meeting with whomever they need to meet with. I think they gathered at a point. I saw a photo where there were flowers laid around a cross, which of course a cross is T, and vertically we had Tavan written down, and across we had Tavares. The sisters are maybe just a little bit better than the parents, but the parents are still in weeping and holding. I spoke with Rev, and he's still distraught, in control of his faculties, but still distraught. So we continue to wish him the best and continue to give him good support. The return is not yet finalized because the family has great interest in finding the other body. So I believe they may be there a couple of days just to see how well the search would have gone today and, if possible, into tomorrow. There's a delegation there that is taking care of things on that side. So we have not laid to see what obtained for today to charter a course for tomorrow. But the objective is to return with both bodies. That's the original objective that they're left with. Well, based on the delegation that's there and the support we have on the ground, because fortunately in this situation we have members in Boston whose roots are in Palmer's Cross. So they had made the arrangement prior to their flying. So that kind of a psychosocial support, I believe, is being administered while they are there. The outpouring continues to be great. The MP, Colonel Charles Jr., was off the island, I'm told, at the time, but he has made contact with me and hoping that as soon as the family gets back, he'll be able to meet with them and all of that.
Family of Bolton brothers clarifies that there are 2 authorized GoFundMe accounts established to help the family. The family of the Bolton brothers has sought to clarify that there are 2 authorized GoFundMe accounts established to help the family. A screenshot of what was described as a fake GoFundMe account has been circulated on social media. The family spokesperson, Reverend Roy Parkins, said the GoFundMe account, which is being described as fake on social media, was originally unauthorized. However, he explained that based on investigations, the family now understands that the account was not established for a malicious purpose. He said the number of authorized accounts now stands at 2.
The word going around was fake, but we have managed to resolve it. It was not fake. It was just a case where it was not authorized. So there are 2 accounts out there. One from an individual organized by an individual called Maxine Nadine, which we happen to know who those persons are. The family is affiliated with our church. The thing is, they started it as an act of goodwill, but the family was not aware. So when the reporters had asked me, I indicated that I'm not aware. And when other family members were asked, they were not aware, and hence the thought and the idea of fake came up. So we're saying not that anybody was trying to do anything then. They started in good faith, but just did not inform the family members. That one is coming out of the community where the boys were working. It's organized by one, Doug Abdel Noor. The family is now in Massachusetts. So I spoke to them earlier, and they are sufficiently comfortable with what is happening with that. So they have authorized that. So there are 2 authorized GoFundMe. I have heard that there is another. I've not seen the details, but I'm just putting it out there that these 2, one from Doug Abdel Noor and the other from Maxine Nadine, are the 2 that the family has authorized.
Police being made scapegoats for all Jamaica's ills, says James. Chairman of the Police Federation, Corporal Will James, believes that police officers are being made to be scapegoats for everything wrong in society. His comment came in response to the finding of the RJR Gleaner done on a poll on the confidence of Jamaicans in the island security forces. More than 90% of Jamaicans say they have little or no confidence in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, even as the island continues to grapple with a high murder rate. Jamaicans say they have more confidence in the army. Corporal James questioned the socio-economic background of the respondents to the poll, while adding that there is a general dislike for the police among Jamaicans. He argued that what is being perceived about the JCF is worse than the reality, as inroads have been made in changing police behavior towards citizens and weeding out corrupt members. Speaking on Tuesday with reporters, Corporal James also blames the views of Jamaicans on the political directorate, which he believes is not pumping sufficient resources into national security. He contended that the crime situation is reflective of social degradation issues in the country and is not necessarily a policing issue. But the police, he said, are blamed for everything, especially for those who fail to do what they have to do in order for the police to be able to do what is necessary to protect the citizens of the country. Consequently, Corporal James urged the 63 members of Parliament to take full responsibility for the views expressed by the people. To lessen the negative view of the people, Corporal James suggested that Police High Command give Jamaicans more insight into the accountability mechanism which have been implemented within the JCF. He said better dissemination of information would allow the public and even the diaspora to be aware of the programs put in place to improve the force. He admitted that if the police were to get a failing grade, it should be in relation to this since accountability matters. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click